And let's say she had been wearing blue or black or white for this thing, but then was wearing purple a week later or a month later while in office. You could have grabbed a shot of that. Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. I'm taking a look at something that's always just enigmatic, to say the least. And it's about prophecy, what it is, and prophetic ministers and all this stuff. And I just got this idea the other day that I just want to see what's out there. So I just typed in something like prophetic ministers. The title of it was A Shocking 1960 William Barnum Prophecy About Kamala Harris Fulfilled. Let's go. It's a short one.
Now, I predicted and said I saw a great woman stand up, beautiful looking, dressed in real highly royal like purple, dressed in real highly royal like purple, dressed in real highly royal like purple. And I got little princess down here. She was a great ruler in the United States, perhaps the Catholic Church. A woman, some woman. I don't know it'll be the Catholic Church. I don't know. I can't say. Only thing I seen the woman. That was all.
All right, so this looks like obviously when she was sworn in as vice president, so this would have been back in 2020.
But this is a woman's nation. This nation is number 13 in prophecy. She's got 13 stripes, 13 stars. She's started with 13 colonies, 13, everything's 13. Appears in the 13th chapter of Revelations even. She's 13 and she's a woman nation. Thus saith the Lord, there'll be a woman ruler for the United. She'll either be president, vice president, or it'll be the Catholic Church as a woman. I've seen her, a great woman. The nation's bowed to her. It'll be one before the end time. There's three curtains. I say this in the name of the Lord. Don't you forget it. There's an iron curtain, a bamboo curtain, and a purple curtain. Watch that purple curtain. Amen. Keep your eye on that. Oh my. How we see now the Antichrist beginning to unfold itself, taking a hold in the nation. Thus saith the Lord. Write it down and find out if you young people. If it happens. If it isn't, I'm a false prophet.
Well, I should just go back and replay this thing and just sort of pause it and pick it apart because there is so much. One, these words that people speak, they're sort of free-flowing, and if you want to believe them, you can believe them, but it obviously didn't age well. One, it's not a woman's nation. It's not a man's nation. It's a collective nation. We call it a melting pot. There are men and women in it, and all right, when you look at data distribution, what is the likelihood that a woman somewhere in the world is going to be wearing purple at a swearing-in ceremony somewhere in a higher office? Very likely. This prophecy he gave in 1960, and it was trotted out 4 years ago, so it was trotted out somewhere in 2020, and she happened to be wearing purple. But so 60 years later, so within that 60-year time span, a woman was wearing purple. And I know folks, I've seen a lot of political videos as well, and many folks on the left, especially in the media, that like, oh, people just aren't ready. They're anti-woman, they're misogynistic. That's why they didn't vote for Kamala. And that's not true. Any more than it's not true than people didn't vote for Al Gore or Donald Trump the second time around, or any other candidate. Folks just don't get voted in generally because of policy. If you're raised in a Democratic household or a Republican household, you're generally going to vote that way later on. But with Kamala, I don't know why the Antichrist was brought up in this thing. I guess he was prophesying end times, and these various things had to happen in order for end times. I'm not sure. He brought the Catholic Church into it, which in 1960 was not in favor. Catholics were not a favored group, which is why JFK winning the election was a shock for a lot of people because he was Catholic. So the idea, this is so selectively applied that somebody prophesied somewhere, like Nostradamus and such. They make these different prophecies, and then they're sort of vague enough to where you could apply them and a lot of sort of superimpose them into the details of a new circumstance. And she happened to be wearing purple when she was sworn in. I mean, you could have taken Ruth Bader Ginsburg, maybe was wearing purple at some point in her life, or somewhere in the week when she was being sworn in or testifying before Congress before she got approved by the two chambers to be a Supreme Court justice. People make predictions. Lots of people make a lot of predictions, and you don't hear about the ones that never have any application whatsoever anywhere. And even if they do, most of them fall by the wayside. But this is one of these ones that was so vague that, okay, a woman is going to lead a nation. Well, Kamala didn't lead a nation. She was VP, and the vice presidents are rarely heard from. They don't do a whole lot. Regardless, they don't wield power. They're there for show. Sometimes they're there to be on the docket for the next presidential election, as in the case now, save J.D. Vance and such. So they're kind of groomed. They get their name out there. But by and large, they're not hugely relevant. Kamala certainly wasn't. When you look at how prophecies play out, you're like, guys, you got to question the idea of it. But when you look at it through the lens of, say, data distribution, and each prophecy, each prediction that was made anywhere by a minister somewhere or by an economist somewhere, and it looks like, wow, they really know their stuff because look at how this played out. Well, of course, it's eventually going to play out given enough time. Some woman's going to be wearing purple in a high office. Here they selected the fact when she was being sworn in as vice president that she was wearing purple. But why is that relevant? You know, and let's say she had been wearing blue or black or white for this thing, but then was wearing purple a week later or a month later while in office. You could have grabbed a shot of that. So there's many ways of looking at this, but certainly the test of time shows whether or not somebody's a false. And in the end, he said, you know, if this doesn't come true, I'm a false prophet. Yeah, there you go. You just said a bunch of words. Maybe some folks believed them. And now somebody digs it up and applies it. Maybe it's sort of predicting the end times. But, I mean, that hasn't happened. Not yet. I don't know what that'll look like. Anyway, all right, guys, leave your comments. I like looking at various strains of thought. And theology certainly falls within the realm of philosophy. Science, you've got philosophy of science. All of it just involves thinking and what makes the most sense. All right, so have a great day. Please subscribe. I'll see you on another video, and keep thinking philosophy.